Let's do some mobility exercises. Welcome back, you guys. Welcome back. So I'm going to go ahead and sit in a chair as if I'm at home. And I'm going to get started with some isolations. So when I sit in my chair, I'm going to tuck in my, not suck in. A lot of people think tucking in means like going, ugh. Don't do that. So tucking in is not sucking in. We're going to tuck in the lower abdominal muscles and actually just go ahead and focus on doing that. So sitting up nice and straight, rolling our shoulders back. You hear it all the time. Roll the shoulders back and down. Roll the shoulders. Roll the shoulders and then put them up where they're not supposed to be at all ever, and then bring them back down, and then just concentrate on that spine being nice and straight. The posture is super important. Part of the posture issue that we have too is that we're not engaging the core whenever we're just in a seated position. I know that's really not realistic anyhow, but we're going to go ahead and breathe. So you go and then back. So as you breathe out, your tummy goes out, and as you go back in, as you inhale, your tummy goes in, as you exhale, it goes out. And that's normal, and we should just be aware of that. And when we're exercising, we're actually gonna contract the abdominal muscles. Rather than sucking in, we're gonna contract them, and we're going to go to the side. So go to the side, meaning like you're gonna isolate. So you have side, front, side, back. And for a minute, you're gonna be like, okay, this is weird. My hips are moving, my thighs are moving. So this is what you do like in hip hop dance. You isolate your muscle groups. You've got open that chest, side, shoulder goes to the side, you go back, side. And then we're just gonna go the other direction. Open it up, side, back, side. Chest, shoulder, back, side, open, open, open. And the other thing you guys can do is just roll it around. Like you can just, throughout the day, you can, like if you're feeling like your back is tight, feel like your shoulders are tight, feel like your obliques are bothering you, you can just roll yourself around, and you can do it in your chair. And I don't even think you'll be getting any funny looks. What you could do is you could just have everybody joining you, like, hey guys, let's have a little office party in the house. All right. And the other thing you guys want to do sometimes is lift up your knees. Just lifting, because that kind of wakes up the core a little bit, and it wakes up the whole monotony of like when you feel like you're just gonna fall asleep and you need a double espresso, you can ride the bicycle in your seat. Why not? You just lift up your legs a little bit just to get the blood flowing, and also, of course, you can bend your knee a little bit. And we're gonna also do a little stuff with the arms, a few things with the arms today. So if you're here, roll the shoulders and your arms are out. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna make little arm circles. And anytime you do kind of any exercise, you're gonna pay attention to that lower core that we talked about and just tucking in. And this is something that people complain about often is their arms. They say to me like, oh, how can I tone up my arms? I know I need to lift weights, and I always say, like, you do not need to lift weights to tone up your arms, but what you do need to do is you need to actively move them. That's why dance is so useful for having really toned arms and actually really toned abs. Because if you move it, you're using those muscles and you're using the resistance anyhow, because the air has resistance. And so you're creating your own resistance. And how many should you do? Probably about 30. So we'll just go ahead and I will count to 30. You guys got some extra reps in there because I was chatting. This is also good for mobility and range of motion, because as you make those circles, you're aware of all the different muscles that it takes to make the circle. So you're kind of focusing on the back, you're focusing on where the shoulder blades are, you're focusing on how your shoulders are looping up to your ears. Who lost count? I did. Row, row, row your boat. Now that'd be more of this. All right, so we're gonna go the other way. Breathing in. And also humor is great. We always talk about how laughter is the best medicine, humor is fantastic. If you guys are finding that you're getting sore right by the shoulder and right by the upper arm only, then focus kind of on making sure the shoulder blades are making a full circle, full range of motion. You might need to make your circles bigger. You might need to make your circles a bit smaller to make it comfortable for you. You want to make sure you're engaging the triceps a little bit too, but not too much because it's not really a tricep exercise, but people complain a lot about like how, I don't want to use any impolite terms. People will say like, oh, I feel like I have bingo wings or whatever you call it when you roll the dice and you have the thing. Okay, everybody has that. It's really not an issue. But we can always keep our arms nice and toned and strong. And so we always can have less of that going on. Don't have to worry about that when we're doing the dice. Okay, so now bring it in. And up you go. Drop the shoulders and down. And do that again. So bring it forward. Drop the shoulders. And back. Okay. And down. And back. And down. Now we're just going to turn. Simplest exercise. And one more time. Maximizing the benefits of the twist, the rotation. And again. And up. Dropping that shoulder. Now I'm going to do something interesting. I'm actually going to take my shoes off. You guys are welcome to do the same, because I just got an interesting idea. One thing about these live classes, sometimes funny things happen. Where I'm like, oh, I really should have taken my shoes off previously, but I didn't because I was teaching this Zumba. That is good. And we're going to work not work, but stretch the hips. So take that foot, bring it in. If you're on the floor, it's probably ideal. My chair is sturdy. We're just gonna take this foot here, and we're just gonna bring it over. This is my left knee, my left leg, and I just folded it over my right leg. And this stretch is intense for some people at first, but what I really like to say is if you're on the floor, it's really no different than doing this before, but this is just kind of taking it to a new level, and you can relax. And just, I don't want you to feel it in your knee, I want you to feel it in your hips, and this is a great stretch just to keep your hips supple and to bring your energy in to the body. And this is just a nice thing to do anyway for 15 minutes. Just almost like a meditation type of thing. And we're focusing on a nice straight spine, and then tucking in the lower core and lifting the chest. Now, I feel like you guys probably are feeling a little bit less stiff in that leg that's folded over. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch. Whew. All right, so down that knee goes. Breathing in, breathing out. And I don't know if it's going to be the same tightness on both sides for you guys. I find that I actually have more tightness in my left hip, which is interesting. But you just never know where we might carry our tightness. So we're just going to go ahead and kind of roll our shoulders back, lift our chest, tuck in our lower core, be aware of our lower back, and just breathe. In and out. And when you guys are ready, let me rush you. You can just stay there. I won't know. I can't see your video. Okay, so you can go ahead and take your right leg over your left leg. Take your right leg over your left leg and just reach up. Now, for some, this creates a stretch in the anterior tibialis, which is the outside of the calf. But if you're feeling absolutely nothing right here, then you can come forward. And you're gonna go up, and then cross over once again. Start here, and then if feeling nothing, come here. Breathing in, breathing out. All right, guys, and then come on right here. But time for a little tree pose? I do. Good, okay. So bring that foot here, just to about the ankle area. And as you can see, my knee was pushed out to the side by me. I did it. I pushed it out to the side. But I used my glute and I used my hip, and my hips are square and I'm strong here. And a little bit more if you feel like it, your body allows it, and just let it slide back down and switch. So you're here, breathing in, and up, if your body allows it. It's actually a comfortable pose for me. It's really interesting, it's strange. I will wash dishes this way. It's like, okay, people will come really used to it. Well, my dog's having a bad dream. That's what that noise is. I thought someone was unmuted and they were having, I was like, what's happening? Okay. We're just gonna do that one more time on the other side. Breathing in, breathing out. And then you are going to drop that. And then actually, interestingly enough, sitting in a chair is actually the ultimate squat. If you guys, you know how like you're gonna sit in your chair, so you obviously you're gonna sit your hips back and down because you don't just sit in a chair like this, right? So if you're gonna squat at work or squat at home, you can do a few chair squats where you just like sit down and then just come up. It's like that's like a yoga pose in itself. This chair pose right here that's what it is. Breathing in, and should feel a little bit better. Sometimes what I find is my calves are the #1 muscle that's gonna get sore. So sometimes I'll just use my chair and I'll just stretch that calf muscle because it needs it. And the next one. Okay, so you're gonna go like this, lift up, and then like this. And then just drop down. And slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for coming. And we'll see you next week. Happy early holiday.